Okay, cool. Oh yeah, their name's Vexifiller or whatever.
Oh, I already put it in there. Alright. Good deal. Good deal.
Another game.
Alright, so we are loaded in. We have two teams here. We have Vexifiller Esports. Call them Vex Esports for short. And they're going to ban out Anivia, Ken, and Shen. Some interesting bans. Typically, you don't see Shen actually banned from the purple team, or from the blue team. Usually, he'll be banned from the purple team because they just want no one to have Shen, and Shen is a very solid first pick. Anivia, Ken, and kind of some denial of AoE, although I know that those aren't really targeted bans necessarily against RaiseYourWeapon, because RaiseYourWeapon typically doesn't play those heroes. I've seen Boscow maybe play Kennen on occasion, but I've never seen him play Anivia. Typically he is a Xerath player, possibly Ryze, Galio even maybe. It looks like they're going to start off with Udyr, which is a pretty good pick early on. You know, he could be a jungler or a top solo. I'm actually going to switch over and turn on my summoner blockers so we can't see the summoner spells. And it'll be interesting to see what they come back with. Now, RaiseYourWeapon's team, they have a very talented team here. They have 3 players that are over 2K. Soyurita actually has been on this slump, but he was 2100 not too long ago, basically maining support through solo ranked. So he's a stud for supports, and it looks like they're going to open up with a Kog'Maw, Nunu bot lane, which would be very, very strong, especially with that Blood Boil, give Kog'Maw extra attack speed, and the Blood Boil will actually scale with him into late game and make him a real terror. And wow, coming back, Vex Esports looks like they might go anti-carry here and run some Urgot play, which would be, you know, pretty strong. Could be a good answer for where they're going to run bot lane. Now the question is, who are they going to run bot lane? They could run Otter as the AD, or they could run Arf as AD. I believe Arf did call AD, so more likely we will see him on Kog'Maw. Although Otter is a 2300 plus player, he's been playing with Skara and pretty much been featured on the front page of the new replay feature and the app non-stop recently. I've been able to watch tons of his games just through that alone. So he is a stud and would be a good choice for AD, but I think Arf is going to go there. I don't know what they're going to do with Otter. I think they might throw him actually up top, since that is their hole right now. Typically you'll see Highwind in the jungle, Servid on support, and I believe Otter will play top, so just gonna wait for some more picks coming here. Again, I am RyW Pato, and with me in this chat actually is the organizer of this tournament, Talon. And what's your summoner name?
My summoner name's Fapotu. I'm not gonna be, might not be talking too much in here. Just listening to Mr. Kalen do it professionally. We also have Praying Teed in here, as well as Nerd Rage. I'm not in the spectator mode yet. Once the game starts, I'm gonna join and hopefully get get something in there with you. See how it goes.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
you guys are fairly close.
Yeah, we're just rounding through some last picks here. Looks like they've picked up Morgana and Nautilus. I love the Nautilus pick. I know Highwind's been in the lab on Nautilus, working out new ways to actually juggle Nautilus. I'll probably point it out when we see him go in here, although I think his new path was based on being blue side, so we probably actually won't see it. But he's been working on a lot of new paths to go with Nautilus. Nautilus is one of the scariest junglers. I've seen him non-stop in a lot of recent tournaments. There's a recent tournament I did where pretty much every game had Nautilus in there. No one banned him out, and he is a real terror in ganks.
Yeah, he's great.
And it looks like we're possibly coming back with an Aurelia and a character to be determined. Now, RyW will get to attempt to counter pick here possibly, and a Cassiopeia. Now, that's the first Cassiopeia I've seen in a long time. You know, originally for a while she was banned a ton because, you know, she's, you know, if you look at a lot of tier lists, she's really hard to beat in lane. There's not a lot of good counters to her. This could possibly be it. They might play some Lulu. That would be pretty interesting. Although it's probably gonna be Cass versus Morgana, but they might run some Lulu top. I imagine that's what it's gonna be. And Lulu, you know, she actually did get nerfed a little bit. You know, AP ratio on her glitter lance was reduced a little bit. The damage was tweaked around, but overall, it's, you know, it's still pretty good. It's a little bit more mana intensive, but Lulu's still, she's okay. She does what she does. She's annoying. As all can be.
Very interesting champion.
Yeah.
Callan.
Yes.
Arius on Vexifiller Esports messaged me saying that there's only a 3-second delay on your stream. Is it possible to put a longer delay?
It's gonna be 3 minutes once the game starts.
Once it starts.
Oh, okay.
So for picks and bans, that's why I have summoner blockers, is so people can't actually stream cheat and see what people's summoner spells are.
Yeah. We wouldn't want to have ghosting going on.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. So when this starts, actually, there will be a 3-minute delay. Like, they're gonna go, and then we're gonna have 3 minutes to talk about the team setups and whatever the heck we want to talk about, and then we'll start in 3 minutes after them. And after 3 minutes, pretty much any information you can get is gonna be worthless. So.
Okay.
Should all be good.
Awesome.
But yeah, typically if you have a partner account with Twitch, you can actually go into the dashboard and put a delay on. I believe Twitch allows you to put delays manually now too for the premium version.
Oh, this is interesting. Isn't Otter doesn't he main AD?
Yeah, so
He's playing the top.
as I was talking about when we were coming in here, Arfarf is once called AD basically. They're both AD players, so they're like, so it's basically who was left with who. Otter actually does play a lot of AP mid, but I believe he's going to be playing Lulu top here.
Oh,
So I think that's where they're sending him. And Otter, as far as I know, he plays AP mid really, really well. He plays bottom really, really well. I'm sure he's a really talented player, so I'm sure he can play top Lulu well, but it's just a place I've never really seen him actually.
yeah, the jack of all trades.
Yeah, I mean, Otter's a pretty interesting player. He's ridiculously talented. Like, he could be on a pro team. You know, you could throw him AD bot versus, you know, Chaos and all those top ADs, and you give him a serious run for the money. You know, some people say, you know, he might be better. The problem for Otter, though, is his internet connection, because he tends to DC from games, which kind of does hold him back a little bit there. When you're trying to, you know, build a reputation with people, and you go into solo queue, and you're playing with all these people like Scar and stuff, and they're like, wow, this Otter guy's pretty good, but he DCs in, like, every game I play with him, so, like...
Gotta get that internet changed.
Yeah. I mean, if I were him,
sucks.
I don't know what it would take to fix his internet or what's going on, but I'd spend whatever resource I had to fix that stuff. But he's been
Yeah, especially if
he's been a little bit more stable lately.
hey, if he's just about 2400 with that with his internet connection problems, he should probably get a lot higher.
I know, for real.
Solo queue.
He wants to get on that front page. I mean, that might be the next step for him. What he needs. Get over the hump. And I can actually reveal the summoner spells now. We can look at them. It is the 3-minute delay.
Okay.
But
I'm on. I'm able to get into spectator mode here now. It says I think it's about the same as you. I'm about 128, 127 seconds here.
Yeah.
yeah.
I have 20
right now.
Okay. Cool. So I'll be just about live with you guys.
So it looks like bot lane Nunu and Kog'Maw, they're running the heal on Kog'Maw and the exhaust on Nunu, which is a little bit better of a tweak in most cases, just simply because Kog'Maw can get a little bit more heal from that team heal, although team heal did get reduced. So it heals about the same at level 3 now as it did at level 1 previously. So there's a little drawn back. Oh, yes, this is Worldwide Tournaments semifinals. So
Semifinals.
32 teams narrowed down. We're down to 4 teams now. Has the other semifinals played through, or?
Yes, the other semifinals played through. It was Tasty Pastries that moved through. They beat what's going on 2-1. What's good? It was the first 2 games were so close. They were neck and neck till literally the last few minutes. And there's some replays. I'm not sure the exact links right now, but there's some replays. The third game though, that was a little bit more one-sided. The first 2 were great games to watch, though. It was very fun to watch those, cast those.
Yeah, I actually did. I casted Tasty Pastries, I believe, in a charity tournament, and
okay.
They, I know Lighthouse from their team is a really, really solid player.
Okay. Yeah, he did great actually. He did first 2 games up top. He was doing amazing top lane.
Yeah.
definitely a carrier for that team.
Yeah, especially was he playing Riven? Because
Yeah, he had one Riven game, one Shen game.
yeah, oh gosh,
I
someone
believe
give
two.
Shen.
I believe two Riven games. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah, I think.
his go-to is typically Riven, and his Riven is very solid.
Yeah, his Riven did great. I think his Shen as well. It was like 6-1 off the bat. He hits a couple kills all throughout that game. He had in the second game he had a couple questionable initiations there, but other than that, I mean, I think their team still pulled through and they still won that game. But other than that, it was very close.
Yeah, so I'm actually excited. We'll have another team in the finals that I recognize. Hopefully,
We'll also have the, I guess it's called losers bracket, the third and fourth place match.
Nice.
So I guess 2 final matches.
So either of these teams will get to go on and play for something.
Yeah. Basically, all the teams playing right now are going to get some kind of prize.
Awesome. That's what we'd like to hear.
Yeah. Whether it's a couple $100 or whether it's just some riot points, but
Oh, that's interesting. Eric got started with a long sword.
well, maybe he's going for.
Yeah.
Actually, that is pretty interesting. It looks like everybody from RaiseYour Weapons is running out here really quickly, except for their support, Ruda, buying up 4 wards, which means he's probably going to ward out their red or something to cover for them. Typically, if you go 4 wards, you're going to donate a ward to top or to your red jungle to try to protect it. Both teams kind of fanning out to protect their jungles. Highwind is taking a really aggressive approach with Arfarf down here by the golems possibly, and of online.
Nice we see some action over here.
I think we're about to see an invade here.
Yeah, frontline hero. He's I'll be very nervous if I was him.
Hopefully he reacts fast enough.
We'll see.
Well, he's clicking mad.
And
so,
here it comes.
Instantly backs off out of
I think
this.
he did. No.
Looks like Udir's
We'll see if
going
Arius
to counter
backs off as well.
I'm interested.
Oh, alright, yeah, there we go.
I'm interested if RaiseYour Weapons actually just going to throw down a ward in their red and leave and actually go to their red, possibly.
Oh, okay.
Because again, the 4 ward start typically leads me to believe, yeah, there it is. They place a ward behind in their red.
There you are.
Yeah. So that makes me believe that they were going to do that and leave a ward behind, because there's no other reason you'd buy the 4 wards. So what might actually happen here is we might see Highwind actually save his smite, and he's going to run down really quickly and try to steal red, and that ward will give him a little bit of warning in case they do get caught out there and he is, the jungler is coming in on him.
Okay.
Because he's going to pull it around back behind the blue's red buff right there, and it should be pretty safe. Depends on how fast Udyr gets over there. If Udyr runs straight there, or what he decides to do. Again, Udyr could almost do the same thing, although he did use his smite. But you see, Highwind has actually saved his smite now, and so that might be what he does. Although I think Udyr is going to beat him too. I think Udyr is actually going to be able to clear his before he run over there. So he's just going to go to his own blue, and they're just going to use it to keep tabs on him because he didn't clear his blue fast enough, so he wouldn't have been able to get over there because Udyr's too fast in lane.
Well, he did save smites though, so he might have been able to steal it, but it would have been risky.
Yep. Udyr already working on that red buff. Highwind actually looks like he was worried about his own red buff being taken. Ran around the backside there just to check in case it was getting done. And we have the Otter versus as on Lulu versus Backhaney as Aurelia up top, and that should be a fun time for him up top. Aurelia is a little bit weaker early, and Otter's already hit level 2 ahead of it because he is pushing that lane, so he does have the advantage. Again, if you do push your lane, you will level up quicker than your opponent, provided they didn't go steal wolves or start any golems or some funny stuff like that. Yeah, so it looks like Otter's going to press this in and test to the top's last hitting under turret. Really giving a lot of respect actually here to this Cassiopeia. Doesn't want to get hit by that Noxious Blast, which is so efficient mana per damage. You can see it just actually, just tear apart just by hitting 1. The other thing I think a lot of newer players don't know about Cassiopeia. Gank on top. Here we go, incoming.
Gets the damage here.
Otter is coming in.
And that will be first blood. Good gank there. I like that from Udyr. Regulating that lane, knows that it was really pressed up and it was dangerous.
Udyr kind of trapped Lulu from her flashing, so he got the bear stun off. That was a nice move by Sarang.
Yeah, it's a good, it's a good player to pick on because, like I said earlier, Otter does not typically play top. Not that he's not, talented and knows what to do, but you can't take advantage of him. If he's out of his element, he'll do things that maybe he'd be a lot safer, at mid lane or bottom lane getting away with, but he's not safe in top lane. And we should see when Highwind's actually going to come out with a gank here. I'd like to see one kind of soon because Nautilus has really amazing ganks.
Yeah, no, that's what Nautilus is for. I think he's not the fastest jungle player. He's more for ganking, helping the lanes out.
He's an exceptionally fast jungler too, surprisingly.
Nautilus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first time playing Nautilus today in the jungle, and I was keeping up with the solo lanes.
So we might see a counter gank in mid here. In comes Udyr. And
wow.
And Highwind's going to show himself, and Boulder's going to back off here. I don't know if one of them is going to engage on another. Highwind will engage onto the stuns. Sarang's just going to back out of this perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Do have to be careful with Cassiopeia's burst potential. It is crazy how much damage she can put out. And she's naturally a good spammer because of her passive, reducing her mana whenever, if she spams spells, they will be cheaper. And Soraka coming a lot of fire down low. Saruta actually getting a Knight on him. Will he be able to escape out? I think he will. Oh no, it's actually getting flashed out from Ares. Will pick up this kill. Now it's up to Arfarfarf. Will Arfarfarf be safe? Trying to get out of this. Arfarfarf is very, very low. Has to pop his team heal, and he's going to flash the last second to actually escape out of this. So brilliant move by him actually right there. But they're losing in bot lane. And I was looking at a lot of their trades early on. Arfarfarf was trying to trade with Ares, but he was, pretty much losing in every team fight. Especially just, because Soraka has all that sustain. And it's a really good lane matchup because, we saw TSM made it really popular. M5 even had their moment where, they gave blue to Urgot. Urgot goes bottom and solos. But Soraka's kind of, she's kind of that mana battery. She can substitute for a blue buff there. And make Urgot super spammy and really annoying, because all it's the entire goal of playing an Urgot in your lineup is to limit the opponent's AD carry. So they really just want to stop Kog'Maw from farming up, and getting to that late game. Because Kog'Maw, when you get to late game, he's the trump card. He's your out card. Even if you're losing, if you get to late game with Kog'Maw, anything's possible because he scales so well and can tear any team apart as long as you can protect him.
Got strong front line, and there's nothing you can do to stop him pretty much.
Oh, Irelia is going very aggressive on Lulu there.
A little bit of action up top.
Yes, is going very aggressive on Otter, as she should. Aurelia's going to start to hit her stride here, especially after level 6.
Yeah.
She, once she gets those first few levels, she becomes very, very scary. As a lot of people pointed out too, she received a nerf on high 10 style, so her average sustain was kind of cut down, but her sustain in team fights, because you're going to turn that on, pretty much is the same.
Oh, this Nautilus looks like he's going to get pinched here.
He's going to get the slow.
A little bit of action
there.
Get
a stun on him, so they're going to stack the stows, but I don't think they actually have enough damage on him. Great little hook to terrain right there to escape out of that. And Cassiopeia actually chased up too. So actually could have been very, very dangerous if she was there a little bit quicker. Highwind doesn't have any buffs. He isn't holding on any buffs though. Although he can actually feed Morgana a blue buff here shortly. Looks like Cassiopeia is going to get it first. And now...
Kog'Maw is taking a lot of harass.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to have to back here.
Yeah, the other main thing that RaiseYourWeapon's going to have to keep in mind now is that once Cassiopeia gets blue, you have to start keeping an eye on Dragon. They don't actually have any wards down near Dragon right now. And they're going to have to start doing that.
Yeah, both teams got a ward on Dragon there.
Do they? Oh, yeah,
they're a little bit overlapped there.
Yeah, they were stacked next to each other. I didn't see it. So yeah, they actually do have a ward on Dragon.
Sneaky ward.
Yes, I was just looking at minimap. But anyways, yeah. So they're gonna have to keep an eye out for Cassiopeia rotating down there and trying to clear Dragon really quickly. She can do that really quick. Like, just her and Udyr can even pull it off. So we actually might see. Udyr actually has a pink ward, so that might be what happens next. Udyr might go down to Dragon, I suspect. Throw down his pink ward, clear out the ward. If they find the correct moment, Cassiopeia will rotate over, and they might try to sneak it. It'd be interesting to see if they try to pull that off. But I imagine that's what the pink ward is for. And right now, if we look at lanes, bottom lane 63 CS to R55's 53. So R55 is behind, but he's not, terribly behind. He's not getting absolutely crushed or anything.
Nothing
just
too
yet.
bad here. It looks like the total goal is just about 1,000 gold difference. Nothing too much to start it off.
Yeah, I think
They are 2 kills ahead.
Yeah, I think farm's about even. The real discrepancy is the 2 kills right now for Vex Esports.
Look, they did put a pink on Dragon there, so they might try and sneak it. No, just going for the gank, I think here.
Yeah, and actually that Noxious Blast is really important for all of Cassiopeia's combos because it gives her a movement speed buff, which actually lets her chase her opponents and actually keep tabs on them to land those constant Twin Fangs. On top of the fact that it is such a good nuke. Actually, what's interesting in this matchup too is Morgana's Black Shield. It'll block damage from Noxious Blast, but if Cassiopeia hits her with Noxious Blast, she'll still get the speed bonus, even if you Black Shielded. So that doesn't actually protect you from having Cassiopeia run you down, which is a little quirk in this matchup. A lot of players might not know that.
Wow, that was very quick oracles there on here. 10 minutes in.
And I like it. He has a little bit of gold from his gank earlier.
Yeah.
And it'll allow him to, open up other ganks, get that map control. It'll make Lulu really unsafe up top if he clears out that ward. Which he's
very
going to do.
curious.
Yeah,
Lulu is
worried.
build out of that Meki pendant or Meki pendant.
I think he's going to go with Deathfire Grasp to get some more burst, is what I would guess.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Deathfire Grasp also did get a change recently, so it's a little bit more expensive, but I expect we're going to see it a lot more on burst casters than we already have. Just because it is,
Do you know if Deathfire Grasp does still use that? Still uses the Mecha Pendant? I thought they had changed it. So it doesn't give mana regen anymore.
Oh, actually, yeah, I think that actually is true. And actually, a big engage on bottom, so just barely might escape out. This has a little bit of heal. He will fall. Now, a lot of focus going on to Soraka, but great swap right there. Into Udyr, into the stun, and they will pick up another kill. Double kill bottom, and that will be the cue for a dragon. No vision right here for RaiseYourWeapon. RaiseYourWeapon down 4 kills at this point. Boscow trying to push in on this middle turret because of that pressure. And they're just going to give this up. I don't believe Highwind's going to try to pull the move. We got him rotating in here. They might try to engage on us. Does land the Dark Binding. Will go on there. Soul Shackle is going to go off. Going to catch 2 targets so far.
Wow.
And will land. And they get the stun.
RaiseYourWeapon does steal that.
And the binding.
It will be worth
it looks like great binding there.
Yeah, 1 kill and a dragon is actually worth it.
The Dragon Steal, the Dragon Steal there did put their team quite a bit closer in gold. They were a little bit over 2,000 gold difference, coming up on 1,000 here.
Yeah, so actually good move right there.
That was great by Highwind.
Yeah. Highwind knows all about the stealing. He's had his buffs stolen many times from him, so he's very keen because of that, that experience that now he's good at stealing them back because it's something that he pays a lot of attention to. And the other thing too is he's Nautilus is a great CC bot, so when you get in those battles of a Smite Wars, he has so much CC that you basically go and CC their jungler if you can, and then it makes it a lot easier to steal that buff because they can't actually smite. Distractions are good. Boscow 102 CS to Cassiopeia 71, so Boscow actually doing a great job at mid, pushing out farming this Cassiopeia.
Yeah, wow.
Nice little ward by him. Now that's something that I know Highwind has talked a lot with Boscow about, because Boscow used to not buy any wards for mid, but that's pretty standard that you should. And typically what they're going to do is the near Raise is a very good spot to ward, so they're going to ward the blue Raise, and they're going to ward their own Raise, and that covers a lot of key areas that you'll see a lot of enemies moving for counter jungling or for ganks. Especially Nautilus, I actually like to ward your turret side, just because that's where he tends to come from on ganks as well.
Oh, Udyr might attempt to steal the red buff. Oh no.
Yeah.
So you got back off out of it. Udyr still ward hunting now. It would have been pretty amazing actually if they would have killed Udyr in that dragon fight too, because they would have picked up his oracles as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just waiting for Lulu to pass into the lane. In for
And it looks like here comes the gang.
How will Otter decide to get out?
Yeah,
trouble
definitely gonna
for
pop his
Aurelia.
pop-up after the flash.
Oh, and Otter barely gets away.
Oh, but he makes it over, right?
And, you know, what is really important, too, about Wild Growth is that it's a burst heal, and it's not necessarily heal. It actually just gives you life, so it's it gets past all the problems you'll have with Ignite trying to reduce healing and stuff like that. You still get all the health you would normally get from it, so it's a great counter to, you know, teams that just want to go in there, Ignite you, and hope that reduces your healing. Some good CC on their turret, but Aurelia too tanky.
It's like a 3 versus 3 up top, maybe?
Possibly, although they do see Boss Cows there. I don't think, unless
Yeah.
that's a fight they want to necessarily pick right now. Cassiopeia.
No, I don't
oh,
think
they
so
might
either.
catch her coming back over. That would be huge. Will we see it? Boss Cow going to eat the damage. Only going to eat the slow, not going to eat the stun. Flashed over with the Black Shield. Flash over by Cassiopeia chasing this and will get the kill. Lock it up with that Ignite combo.
Wow.
And great. That was really smart movement right there, and you can tell they pay attention to the wards. They were like, hey, we could go fight her up here and fight a 3v3, or we could wait for her to cross back like we know she's coming, and, you know, when this, and actually really actually under a lot of pressure
A little bit more action up top.
trading back and forth, and Otter just, you know, blowing his cooldowns, and then while he's waiting for his damage cooldowns to come back up, he's actually just polymorphing his opponent, and Cassiopeia trying to go for a solo blue steal here. Don't quite know about that. Saruta trying to back him off there, and R5 looks like he actually wants this kill.
Well, he's going to take a little bit of damage.
Getting pretty deep there.
Oh.
Needs to be careful. Both teams going to back off. Throw out some harass back and forth. Try to protect that blue. Highwind looks like he might actually just take the blue for himself here.
Yeah.
And no, it looks like he's going to wait. He's going to be a good guy. He's not going to steal it. Like all my friends do when I play with them. Yeah. He's using that stop key, so he doesn't actually steal it.
Looks like top lane Aurelia is still under a little bit of pressure here.
Yeah, Aurelia went Wriggles, and, you know, Wriggles is really good item for her. It's really good in the standard Bruiser versus Bruiser matchup, but against a, you know, an AP user, the armor is actually not going to come in as handy. As it typically would be if you're facing a standard bruiser.
Maybe a rushed Wit's End there might have been better.
Yeah, I think Wit's End definitely would have been, you know, you kind of pretty much have to treat it like you're playing against a Vlad or anything like that.
Yeah. Cannon or something.
Yeah, Aurelia 128 CS versus lose 115, so he is last hitting like a boss up there.
The buy-in hits. Oh no.
Boscow, you know, he's being pretty patient, and you really do have to pick your fights with Cassiopeia because she can output so much damage. She's almost like old school Brand when Brand was super popular, where his offense is his defense. So if you go in on him, you know he's gonna burst you. You just have to hope, you know, and be wary of, you know, is there a jungler nearby that's gonna come in here and finish me off? You know, will he outburst me and possibly get me? A lot of stuff you have to be careful of and calculate if you're gonna go on there, especially with Morgana, because Morgana, she has her Soul Shackle and her Dark Binding in her pool, but, you know, if you don't really land them all, and it
looks like some action up top. Oh,
and there's that burst
very
heal
close. Lulu
coming on top of that Ignite.
And the Ignite. Oh.
She's so hard to kill.
Very
She's
close.
so hard to kill.
Very close.
A lot of pressure on bottom
like some
here,
might be
waiting
up.
around here. Dragon is up. They know
Getting
there are
ready for
no
the
wards here.
target.
Udyr might try to solo if RaiseYourWeapon actually has a dragon timer, which they should since they took it. They might come in for another steal here. Cassiopeia rotating in. Looks like everybody rotating down, but Lulu will not be here quickly. Serbian's going to pop Absolute Zero, do some damage to back them off out of this, but no one quite dead yet. R5 trying to trade here, trying to kill Arius, and they're all focusing onto Arius. They will take him down before the swap. And now it looks like Morgana's going to fall next. Cassiopeia just trying to deal a sustained DPS. She has that blue buff so she can keep putting out damage. They just need to try to tear her down, but they're not focusing her. Still focusing tanky members, but now they're getting around to her. Now she's starting to fall, and RaiseYourWeapon's really starting to win this. I don't think without a flash, Soraka's going to be able to get out of this, trying to heal herself, try to survive. She's
and Aurelia's coming back in here. I'm not sure if that's a great idea.
That is a mistake. She's just going to give up another kill instead of running earlier.
Yeah.
Flash is out, and now she just might be wasting time to save for a team to respawn and go defend Dragon. I think that might be what's going down right now. And they might pick up this kill, but they're not going to get Dragon. They might be actually
she's going to go for a suicide here.
Nope. It's actually going to go to Otter, not
time. There you are.
RyW trying to tear this down is going to need some backup. I don't think they have any teleports, so yeah, they're not going to be able to get there in time to stop this Dragon, more than likely.
Even the gold... Yeah, with the Dragon here, the gold matchup's going to be more than in RaiseYourWeapon's favor now, so hopefully we'll see something here. Oh, maybe...
RaiseYourWeapon might not be
Are they going to get pushed off Dragon, maybe?
Damage.
And so Udyr's smite is up.
Now they just have to reduce casualties. Slow actually going on to Nautilus, which is a really good idea. Switching back over focus to Boss Cow, lands a Dark Binding onto...
and it looks like everyone puts it out.
Yeah, looks like they're going to be safe. And they're lucky there, because, you know, that was what Aurelia was doing. She ended up killing herself to the turret, but she was really just trying to waste their time so that Dragon, they could possibly come to in there and push him off. Unfortunately, you know, RaiseYourWeapon just got it in time. But, you know, had they been there, you know, stalled a little bit longer, had they been there a little bit earlier, could have been a different scenario where RaiseYourWeapon's actually giving up, you know, a couple bodies and possibly some buffs just to try to keep that Dragon. I've seen, you know, a lot of veteran plays actually from players that have teleport and stuff like that. That'll actually, you know, they'll just buy time till the person on their teleport's back up, and then they'll teleport in. Do all sorts of crazy damage. Another gank on top. Here we go. Otter under a lot of pressure, and he will just be blown up.
Otter goes down very quick here. And no ulti to save him at the time.
Yeah, no ulti, and shame on him for not having a ward up there. He went back. He has 865 gold in his bank account. I'm sure he had time to get a ward somewhere in there. Squeeze one in. But it's really, really important, especially for top. And like I said, you know, he doesn't typically play top, so he's probably just getting a little bit lax on those wards. And he knows better, but it does happen. I can guarantee you one thing: he is having fun thwarting all these constant threats on his life up there with his wild growth constantly. And Nunu rotating down to support bottom. And how is the Kog'Maw war going here? 132 CS actually to 154. So he's down about 20 CS, but at the same time, you know, he doesn't, you know, he's going to scale way better late game, and he's not far enough behind where it's, you know, he's out of the game at all, and he's, you know, he just needs to keep up his farm. He's going to be way more effective in the end. And a great little swap in there. She's going to pop absolute zero to try to protect himself. They focus on the areas. RFF just wants to trade at this point. He's going to give up the kill.
Once that Udyr got bad. Cassiope came down just to make sure nobody gets away.
And it looks like they actually
like they're going to take a tower here.
Will they pressure this? They definitely could. We're way past 15 minutes. They don't have any AD to put pressure on this. Probably will actually get defended.
No, it looks like it'll stay up here. Lulu looks like she's going to be warding now. Oh, I guess she popped that one ward in the tri-bush up top. Oh, 2 wards, one in the river as well.
Yeah, Otter learned.
He was like,
I died last time. I'm tired of the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Placing my wards. And what was big in, you know, one of the previous fights, but, you know, the last Dragon fight, is since they did kill Udyr, they did get rid of that Oracles, so they don't have to worry about that anymore. It looks like RyW's rotated bottom with Boss Cow. Really want to actually take this lane.
Like bottom tower is taking a lot of damage. Oh, it will not go down yet. Yeah.
I think they're
one here to save the day.
Yeah, they're one last pressure away from taking it out down here. I'm sure they're just going to push down in this wave. And then come in there and finish it off. It was
ping mid, so I think they're going to trade. We said they're trading mid for bot tower. Morgana might make it to mid.
And actually, they're starting a fight, but the turret is not down yet. Now the turret will fall. RFF is taking so much focus fire here. In the meantime, this is not looking too good for them right now. They will take down Serang. Arya's going to try to run down.
Looks like it will be a 1-for-1.
Just keep trading back for Saru, just kind of baiting his opponents.
Dude,
He's kind of sticking in
both
there.
both the mids are down here now. They both back off.
It's like they know. Actually, great job actually there by Cassiopeia getting vision with Miasma. I like that play. Being safe. He doesn't want to get caught out
Like
by
Nunu wants to stay down there.
that Morgana.
It's an interesting pick. I haven't seen a tier on a Lulu before, so we'll see how that works out for the Endless Mana, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe she's just gonna go Master Odds and get that 1000 AP.
Yeah.
Could be the pro strat. I doubt. I hope he doesn't do that.
That one Q just takes out
Your whole
all the
team,
squishies.
Boom, one cast. Good to go. So middle, looks like Boscov's up by about 30 CS at this point. Bottom still down by about 20, behind 4 Raise Your Weapon. Top lane, Aurelia's 194 to Otter's 148. So Aurelia's pretty much crushing up top, has that Wit's End. Looks like she's rotating into possibly a Frozen Mallet or a Triforce next. Looks like it'll probably be Triforce. Gonna go for Sheen next.
I don't believe either team has an Oracles, but it looks like Raise Your Weapon has a lot more ward coverage than Team Vex here. Top lane just lost 2 wards there, so.
And now we're collapsing in on this mid turret. So hard to get away from Highwind. They're not going to be able to get out of this. Cassiopeia actually flashing. And Udyr's now the new focus of Hayden. Raise Your Weapon just... Are they fun? They are going to finish
and it looks like Udyr goes down here.
Yeah, so now they're just going to hard press onto mid, take this out, maybe push for a second turret if they get the chance. Might just try to rotate and kill some buffs after this.
Yeah, it would be nice to see a blue steal. That'll definitely help on Cassiopeia. Got that blue. Oh, they're gonna go for Dragon.
Soraka,
see a fight coming up here.
Soraka rocking the Oracles now for Team Vex Esports.
Yeah. Wow. Binding does quite a bit of damage on her.
Yeah, Morgana's getting to the point now. She has her Hourglass too. Gonna go for the Rabadons next. Gonna go big damage on this one, and Urgot flashing, great flash right there.
Both
not
flashes.
Getting caught. And so yeah, two flashes pop for the price of 1 Dark Binding. I'll take it.
Always a good trade there. Mid tower, it looks like it's 2 hits away there.
Yeah,
150 HP.
It looks like a butterfly could land on it and it will crumble.
Yeah.
Urgot doing some patented harass there, but Morgana does not care too much.
Yeah.
And great grab onto Udyr. They're going to try to focus him down a little bit, but again, he is one of the tankiest members, so you don't necessarily want to focus all on him. So Udyr moving in there, just running past everybody, soaking up some damage. I guess
there's flash on.
They're somehow protecting this turret that literally, like, they just have to do 1 auto attack to you and it's down.
I've seen a lot of their damage there with Kog'Maw down bot. I don't think they want to initiate on that.
Yeah, Highwind is the only one with his ult down. Otherwise, every other character in this game right now has their ult up, ready to go. Besides Aurelia, actually now, because she just used it. Meanie.
What better way to farm?
Yeah, Transcendent Blades.
Let's both
serious business.
Both Morgana and Cassiopeia getting their blue buffs here.
Yep. And also the other thing you have to be careful of too with an Udyr and a Cassiopeia on another team too is a Baron being snuck, because that can actually happen too with Cassiopeia with blue and a Udyr. So Raise Your Weapon's gonna actually have to start warding out Baron. They should have it warded from here on out, because it looks like there's a lot of ward spread from Vex Esports right now, and Soraka's been pacing it with her oracles. So
more action up top. Oh, and there goes the Lulu ulti.
Yeah, Otter not quite like that matchup right now.
No.
Raise Your Weapon did roll through. They have a ward at the back of Baron now. So Ruda's actually coming in here. He's going to start clearing out some wards. Although he missed that one down low, and he's going to come back, or I guess he doesn't want to clear it. I guess that's cool.
Oh, maybe he didn't see it there.
Yeah, so typically when I'm clearing wards through brush, I'll use shift right click, which is the default for attack move. So if you have an oracle's attack move when you're moving through brush, and you'll automatically stop and attack the wards. It's just a good way to not miss it in case you're not paying attention. Which Sorita, you know, if he was using that attack move, he actually would have automatically, his character would automatically attack that ward as soon as he was able to see it. Unless it's some
I think
weird...
it also works the same if you press A and move, correct?
Yeah.
For an attack move.
Yeah, it just depends on whatever your controls are set to. The default for me is.
I don't think they know that ward. That ward's there.
Oh, now
there they go. Now they see it.
And R5 being a jerk face actually takes that ward from Soyrita. You know, when the support buys you that oracles, man, give them the wards. Don't cheat your support. That's mean. So Dark Binding flying out there. So Boscow giving away the fact it's like, yes, guys, we are in this bush, but there we go. Sarang is Reveille's top. In they come. Sarang actually taking a lot of focus. Great Cassiopeia catching two people. Swap transfer putting R5 everybody. Absolute Zero will go off and crush everybody pretty much. And R5 finally will fall, wants to turn back into this. And Aurelia's rotated down now. This is actually really, really bad for RaiseYourWeapon in this team fight. Boscow trying to survive, trying to output damage. He's going to flash over this wall, trying to run out. Fail flash by Aurelia, trying to chase here. That is no good, and Sorita will fall here. Aurelia doing work in this team fight. It looks like her health isn't even dropping. Has that life steal. And they're just going to back out and save some deaths here. But in that team fight, you know, it completely changed once Aurelia got in there. She was not losing health and just tearing everybody down. I definitely, you know, one thing that RaiseYourWeapon kind of needs right now that I've noticed they've been lacking in a lot of team fights is they need to have better focus on their targets. You can see that Vex Esports, you know, they took R5 and they were like, all right, let's put them in the middle of this team fight, let's focus them down. With RaiseYourWeapon, they kind of spread their damage in some of these team fights. They've kind of been focusing on Udyr, who's not necessarily the best target because he's just, you know, super tanky, so he's going to eat a lot of your cooldowns in order to take him out first. So I
looked like Team Vex there. They had 3 guys there. We're about a quarter HP left. It's very unfortunate. A little bit more focus and probably could have taken out. Probably could have won that team fight.
Yeah, I mean it could have definitely went another way. But, you know, eventually RaiseYourWeapon was just scrambling, trying to not give up bodies now that once Aurelia got down there and Lulu was kind of a non-factor. And they actually will catch out Sorita here.
Flash ulti on Urgot.
And lucky for Sorita, he actually didn't buy another Oracle or something like that, because that would have been very tragic. And we might see a Baron go down now, which would not surprise me. They have enough DPS for it.
They do have the Oracles and Nautilus. They're going to see this ward here. They might see the next one as well. Yeah. Baron's about half his health there. Unless he...
Lulu running in there.
And there
a
is
lot of focus on Soraka right there, but they're actually going to engage the team fight. R5 just has to stay out of this. They don't have a way to grab him with reverser, but Aurelia is all over him. Soul Shackle is only going to hit 2 targets in the process. It looks like RaiseYourWeapon is actually going to give up an ace possibly here.
Oh, wow.
Kaiwan's going to escape at least with his life, but Boscow ain't. And that is unfortunate, giving up a Baron and kills. I would have just, you know, if I was RaiseYourWeapon right there, I mean, obviously hindsight's 20/20, but really they just need to back off, because you do have Kog'Maw, like I said earlier, he is a trump card, so the longer this game goes, the more they would have turtled, especially, you know, with Morgana and other people that can use to wave clear. They could actually, as long as they can turtle out this game, you know, they're going to get stronger than their opponents. You know, Vex Esports is only going to get so strong. Cassiopeia is going to basically become their main carry, their only carry. And instead they're going to lose turrets and possibly an inhib here.
Yeah, it looks like the inhibitor's going down. Possibly top tower as well.
Yeah, this is brutal. And, you know, added to Vex Esports, you know, this is a great, you know, closeout of a game right now. You know, the game's not over, but, you know, very smart action. They knew exactly what they wanted their team to do. They split off to do the correct push after Baron. They didn't just all push mid and they go, oh yeah, we should get top. They sent Aurelia off right away to go push that lane up, put some damage on the turret, prep for the next turret. They probably will push. And they're going to swing down here and get Dragon. So what was like basically a 42k to 42k game, you know, was really, really close. It's now sprung to a 5k advantage, a little bit over a 5k advantage now for Vex Esports.
Vex is just widening that gap there, the money gap.
Yeah, you know, RaiseYourWeapon, they've just looked a little bit, you know, there's been a few, you know, dull moments so far in this game. I don't think Lulu top was necessarily their best pick for what's going down. Aurelia's, you know, just basically been free farming up there. I mean, she's really, really fed right now, which is what you never want. You know, 240 creep stats versus Lulu's 200. You know, she has her Triforce now on top of that Wit's End. She's going to be a real terror, because once she gets Triforce, her damage just gets absolutely, you know, you really start to feel her, and the problem with their team comp is they're going to have to use all their peel on her, which, you know, is not going to be as effective because of her passive. And then they're going to have to protect Kog'Maw, who, you know, that's, the, you know, how I was saying earlier, that's how they're going to want to win this late game, but keeping Aurelia off of Kog'Maw is going to be so difficult for their team. Even though they have all this, CC and peel, Aurelia just naturally kind of tries to push through that.
It's interesting, the Kog'Maw rushed their Quicksilver Sash rather than the Infinity Edge, considering how much CC they have on the other team.
Yeah, you know, maybe that was just a response to, like, the fact that he's going to need to, you know, get out of a power swap, because that might be how they decide to initiate on him, is that, you know, Urgot's going to come in and do his, you know, kinetic transition reverser, or whatever it's called, but, you know, he's going to do his power swap, basically, and try to switch position with them, and, you know, having a QSS is the way to, you know, avoid that strategy. He'll be able to QSS out of it and not get pulled in. And it's good, because that's basically what Urgot's going to become late game, is this power swap bot. Just flash in, try to swap out their AD, and kill him really quickly.
Yeah. It's like a Blitzcrank almost.
Yep. He's robotic like Blitzcrank. This skin is basically mandatory. It's like the Rivet. It's like the Rivet Bunny skin. I think it's like if you play Urgot, you have to have the skin now. If you're serious.
If they can have Kog'Maw just sit at the back and lay fire, they'll clean up the fight much quicker. Kog'Maw just does so much more damage than Urgot.
Yeah, and you know that's what they need to do. And this turret's probably their best bet if they get engaged on underneath the turret. They'll have that extra damage in there, a little bit of zoning because of the turret to try to protect themselves. It's really going to become, you know, can they keep Aurelia off of Kog'Maw? And, you know, that's really the question going forward. We're going to see in this next team fight, that's for sure.
Oh, Urgot's damage over time is...
Yeah. The range on that thing is also...
Yeah, it's absolutely
crazy. 3 hits.
And it looks like Vex Esports is kind of waiting. You know, RaiseYourWeapon is really smart. Bosco's actually grabbing the middle wave and pulling it over to the bottom wave in order to so they can clear it but still be at the bottom tower, which is actually a really smart move instead of clearing it just in the mid lane. I do like that play for them. It's like Highwind's going to go in there. Now they're finally engaging. Morgana's going to get a beautiful ult on 5 people.
Tower's still
Will
up.
it be able to go off? Absolute Zero goes off as well. The tower is still up. Aurelia's in the enemy lines. They've popped everything on RyW to try to protect him. You can see the Black Shield and the Wild Growth, but it still does not matter. Arius almost falling there. Otter flashes in, trying to get it, but the Glittered Lance is all off because it is on a different target. Highwind's coming back in here. No focus on the Udyr. Udyr might actually escape out of this. He will escape out of this. And that is unfortunate. It was a great engage. It was pretty much everything they wanted. But they weren't able to quite pull it off. Not enough damage.
No.
And even after all that, like they threw Wild Growth on RyW. They threw Black Shield on. They did everything they could to protect him. And after it all, after all the death settled, he still was able to get killed. So that was kind of the problem we were talking about earlier.
Udyr and Aurelia, they're just such hardcore gap closers that once they get on you and they're both so tanky, it's hard to get them off. You just I think Nautilus he charged on the front lines there to the other team's squishies. He had a good ult though. It knocked up quite a few people there.
And I was hoping actually that RyW would have picked up Infinity Edge by now. It looks like he probably is saving up. He has 11 gold. Doesn't have a lot of room in his inventory. I'd probably sell my Doran's Blade at this point though and swap it out for part of my Infinity Edge though. Just get a little bit better efficiency in there.
The goal between him and Urgot though is still very close, within 10 CS there, 11 CS.
Yeah, Urgot's about 2k, has about a 2k gold advantage. Roughly, at this point in the game.
I think just from the kills, the Dragon and Baron. Oh, and here's Baron spawned again.
Yep.
I don't think RaiseYourWeapon knows that it's up. No, looks like they're gonna get this uncontested.
Yeah, they should get it uncontested. I think Raise Your Weapon, even if they, they wanted to, a lot of their lanes are pushing. So they just want to clean that up. They're gonna have to play a turtle game again, which is really unfortunate because they are behind enough where, after we saw that last team fight, if Vex Esports, they buy up like they have and they come in this next team fight, they're gonna be stronger than they were before. It's gonna be hard to, peel. Soraka going back now. Team, look at the gold leaders in this game. Actually, Urgot has the most gold in the game right now at 13K. So he's been doing a great job farming, especially with those 7 kills. I mean, you would think it would be
another dragon there for Vex.
You'd think at some point it would have been Aurelia, but Aurelia actually just jumped up in gold there. But yeah, she's pretty close. So this is a best of 3, correct? Everything's best of 3?
Sorry. Yes, it is best of 3, so we'll see another game after this.
Yeah, at least one.
Hopefully
more
a third
game,
one as well.
Possibly 2. And never say never. We are going to see an engagement here.
Yeah.
Highwind going in now.
Hogwarts does get swapped out. The black shield allows him to run right out, though.
Yeah, this is actually really good. He's actually turning focus onto
Great
areas.
Morgana ult. He hits 4 people.
And they still haven't killed anybody yet, standing through all that damage.
And it looks like it's going to be inhibitor. Probably the next 2 towers as well. I think this is...
Yeah, this looked like it will close out the game. So strong game from Vex Esports. I like this from them. I'm interested to see what Raise Your Weapon actually decides to come back with in the next game, because I'm sure that we might see a swap or a change in picks and characters. I liked a lot of their picks. I think the Lulu pick top didn't really work out for them.
Yeah.
And also, just in general, Cassiopeia, if I haven't seen her played a lot in recent tournaments, I think people kind of forget.